In this particular instance, I get to introduce Jody Singer. And I don't get to introduce people very often. Normally, as Missy did, I'm the one that's the keynote speaker, but in this occasion, I get to go with the notes that NASA gave me, okay? And I'm going to do that. But let me mention something, Jody. The last person I introduced had on his resume President of the United States. Martha and I got to do that in Mar-a-Lago. So I don't know what your political future looks like, but maybe that ought to be the goal. You ready to do that?
I'll think about it.
We can use some real smart people in Washington, D.C. right now. We really can.
Yes.
All right, let me get into what NASA shared with me that I'm going to now share with you all. And I knew your resume would be impressive. I just did not know it would be this impressive. And for those of you who don't know, she is one of Hartsell's own. I assume everybody knows that. But on the chance someone does not, I think that's pretty cool. So Jody Singer is the director of NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama. She is the director of NASA's, excuse me, for some reason your staff put that one sentence in twice.
We wanted to make sure you stressed it.
I'll say it again. Jody Singer is the director of NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama. So we got it twice. I'm reading it as it was given to me. Appointed in September 2018, Singer manages one of NASA's largest field installations with nearly 6,000 on and near site civil service and contractor employees and an annual budget of approximately $3.6 billion. Wow. Prior to being named to the position, Singer has served as Marshall Acting Director since July 2018 and was Deputy Director from February 2016 to July 2018, assisting the Director with the daily management of the Center's workforce and operations. During her 32-year NASA career, Singer has held leadership roles of increasing responsibility in human spaceflight technology and science flight missions programs and projects, and was appointed in 2002 to the Senior Executive Service, the personnel system covering top managerial positions in federal agencies. I'm telling you, NASA's detailed, okay? This is how they put rockets up. She began her NASA engineering career in 1985 through the Professional Intern Program in the Mission Planning and Development Office. In 1986, she joined the Space Shuttle Program Office, where she was an engineer in the Space Shuttle Main Engine Office and involved with return-to-flight activities after the Challenger accident. From 1990 to 2002, she was the business manager, technical assistant, and deputy manager in the External Tank Project Office. From 2002 to 2007, she served as the first female project manager for the reusable solid rocket booster project and led the team during the Columbia return to flight activities. In 2008, until the shuttle's successful retirement in 2011, she served as the deputy manager in the Space Shuttle Propulsion Office. From 2010 through 2012, she held deputy positions for 3 concurrent major programs: the Space Shuttle, Ares, and the startup of the Space Launch System. As deputy for the Shuttle Propulsion Office, she guided successful flyout and retirement of the Space Shuttle in 2011. As the deputy of the Ares Project Office, Singer was responsible for the transition of the workforce and assets after project cancellation. Singer was also integral to the startup of the Space Launch System program. As the deputy manager of the SLS at Marshall, she helped oversee nearly 3,000 civil servants and contractors involved in the developing and testing of the vehicle, which is the most powerful rocket ever built, able to carry astronauts in NASA's Orion spacecraft on deep space missions to the moon and ultimately to Mars. From 2013 until 2016, Singer served as the manager of the Flight Programs and Partnership Office at Marshall, where she held primary responsibility for the center's work with human advanced exploration projects, science flight mission programs, technology demonstration missions, commercial crew, and International Space Station life support systems, research facilities, and payload operations. Singer also was responsible for identifying opportunities to develop and maintain partnerships with other governmental agencies, academia, and international and commercial partners that will help achieve NASA's vision. Singer, a native of Hartselle, earned a bachelor's degree in industrial engineering from the University of Alabama in 1983. Prejudice Auburn. Engineering, my two sons went to Auburn. All right, well, nonetheless, this just goes to show you that Alabama also graduates good engineers. Okay? My sons didn't believe that, but it's true. She has completed 2 NASA fellowships, one at Pennsylvania State University and State College, and another at the Simmons College Graduate School of Management in Boston. She has been recognized with numerous awards during her NASA career, including NASA's Outstanding Leadership Medals and 2 Presidential Rank of Meritorious Executive Awards, the highest honor for career federal employees. She received the Spaceflight Awareness Leadership Award in 2005 for inspiring the Shuttle Propulsion Office to strive for excellence and continuous improvement, and the NASA Exceptional Service Medal in 1993 while managing the External Tank Projects Business Office. For her dedication and commitment to excellence and achievement in support of the human space program, what I think is perhaps her highest award, she was awarded the Silver Snoopy, I don't know where they got the name, the Silver Snoopy Award by the NASA Astronaut Corps and was named a Spaceflight Awareness Launch Honoree. Singer and her husband, Chris, live in Huntsville. They have 3 children and 2 grandchildren. As you can see, her position over at Marshall Space Flight Center, she earned it. Okay, she was not given that award, she earned it, so it's my pleasure to introduce from Marshall Space Flight Center and NASA and Hartselle, Alabama, Jody Singer.
Well, good evening. I have to remind myself, can you hear me okay with the scout later on? One of the things that I have to do, there we go. So I was going to say, next time remind me, thank you, Congressman Brooks. Next time I've got to remind to make sure that I tell NASA not to send the dissertation. There is a short bio, but I do appreciate you going through it and introducing me. It was very nice. The other thing that I was going to make sure that you guys knew is part of NASA protocol is that I'm supposed to wear a mask, but I'm considering right now that I'm 6 feet away from anybody, so I am going to pull my mask. So if Randy Sparkman or anybody like that tells on me, shame on you, you're in trouble. You're fired. So I really am extremely honored to be here. It's fun. It's a fun event, and really, I was really flattered when Missy contacted me and asked me if I would do it. It's also been a lot of fun tonight, seeing a lot of familiar faces. I'll tell you, none of you have changed. You look the same as in high school. You know, it's really good to be back in Decatur and have my hometown of Hartselle to be part of this event. You know, there's a lot of things that we do, and I was going to say, you know, this last year's been anything but normal. So I'm not stressing anything that you guys don't know, and it's really nice to be out and about. It's really nice to go anywhere, it seems like. And the good news is, just like Missy said, is, you know, we're seeing things that are picking up. Not only are we seeing business picking up, we see hope picking up, we see survival, and we see anticipation of the future, and it's really an exciting time, particularly for me, for NASA, and for Marshall Space Flight Center, and really for everyone, for this nation, of all the things that are going on in our space program. And it makes me very proud that we have community and community leaders like Congressman Brooks that support us and are there every day working for us. I did bring, hopefully this works. If not, Houston, we have a problem. We'll work through it. But I did bring a quick video. Just, I think it kind of recaps very well, and then I'll talk from there. So if you would play the video. I think it does have sound.
This is where you tap dance.
Yeah, this is where it's at. No. I'll tell you what, I'll keep talking.
There you go.
Well, if you had seen the video, if you got the video ready, you can give me thumbs up. Otherwise, okay, feel free to do that. The videos was Artemis. We are focused. And really what it talks about is how we're focused as a nation going forward. How that we're striving to return to the moon and then go on to Mars. And really what I wanted to tell you, if you've seen the video, it gets you excited. It gets you excited about being an American, excited about what we're doing and where we're going. And I just really wanted to make sure that you understood that this area, the North Alabama area, is part of the Artemis program. People say Artemis program, what does that mean? The Artemis program is just not one mission. It's a series of missions that will go into deep space, will land on the moon, will then learn how to live and work, and then go further. And as we do, we're developing the systems that we don't have today. On the International Space Station today, that's about 250 miles out, there's things that we can resupply. So as we go to the moon, which is about 250,000 miles out versus 250 miles out, there's a lot more things that you have to do and develop to be there. So the next generation, the Artemis program, is named after the twin sister of Apollo. And all of you know, I believe, what Apollo was, is the first mission to the moon, a series of missions. So Artemis, she, and her program is what we'll be doing to go back to the moon. And the Artemis program will land the first woman, the next man, and a person of color on the surface of the moon. And it's before we ever get to the moon, there is a lot of activity that is ongoing that gets us ready to be able to go forward. And again, North Alabama, our workforce, our partners with NASA, large and small companies in this community are a part of it. So you think now we can run the video? You gonna try it?
We're going to explore, and we're going to the moon for scientific discovery.
Our destiny is always to go and see what's further and what's next.
The moon is a stepping stone, and the moon is a place we need to learn how to live so that we can continue to go beyond.
We are focused. We're focused on all the lies before us. Only together will we bring to life this global ambition of returning to the moon. And while our work is far from finished, we've never been closer to seeing a new generation step beyond our home planet. We're building on the achievements of those who came before, the giants who conquered gravity and raised a banner in the heavens. They beckon us to go farther, to the moon and on to Mars, to seek a deeper understanding of our universe and bring all that we learn home. 2020 was a year of unpredictable hardships, and yet, step by step, we resolved to press forward toward this grand vision. The daily efforts of thousands of suppliers from all across this country and around the world fed into stunning milestones and laid the groundwork for history.
Launch team, go.
Artemis has been woven into our culture. It has fostered collaboration across the aisles and across the ponds. It has grown beyond plans and preparations to include hardware and software. And now, it has a heartbeat. You can feel the momentum. It is undeniable. We are going. And together, we will see Artemis light the way.
Our mission to the moon is no longer some far-fetched dream. This is reality. We are going.
This is the next step in evolution.
they're not just PowerPoint slides, they're actually metals being bent, shaped, formed to build the things that we're going to use. This is real, this is going to happen. We're going.
We are going to the moon to learn how to live on other planets for the benefit of all.
Let's go.
Now that's the video, so let's go. I don't know if you picked up on the video, one of the things it talked about was thousands of vendors from all over the United States, over 48 states, that are intricately involved in the space launch system. And that includes companies and corporations that are here in Morgan County. You know, we're building hardware for the most powerful rocket ever built. There's companies like Boeing, United Launch Alliance, Ruag, Dynetics, Aerojet Rocketdyne, Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin. So we truly say this is an American rocket because it is definitely the blood, sweat, and tears of many of our folks that are working in this area, as well as companies from all over the United States. You know, this community is helping us deliver what we do, and you are a part of it. And that's one of the things that I want you to walk away tonight knowing that you are a part of it. And I know that any of the realtors or business folks that are in this room today, you know that North Alabama is growing. This area is growing significantly. You know, that includes the things that are going on Redstone Arsenal, including the U.S. Space Command, the FBI headquarters, and a lot of things that are going on at Marshall Space Flight Center. In normal times, there's over 40,000 people that are driving into the Arsenal gates. Since the COVID, we've all been mandatory telework, so the traffic isn't quite as bad. But I would say, you know, that's one of the things that you see the energy of this area, and it is this energy that makes a difference. And there's other things that are going on that a lot of this community has been so supportive on, including, you know, 3.7 million square feet of the Massa Toyota plant. You know, there's the Facebook data center and Redstone Gateway. You know, all of this growth is thousands of jobs, and it makes me very proud this area maintains and continues to be, as Missy said, a place to live, play, and work. You know, we have people that are moving here from all over the United States. You know, Morgan County is vibrant, thriving in the community, and we all call it home. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how all the good work is going on, and especially how you can help make it a place for the future. So today at Marshall Space Flight Center alone, there are over 100 civil servants that wear the NASA badges that are from Morgan County, and it is amazing that we even have more contractors. I think the bio that Congressman Book read said we have about 6,000, we're now up to around 7,000. So it is one of those things that makes me proud. You know, I know sometimes as you're driving into Huntsville, you know, you probably experience the 565 traffic, but I will tell you, you know, it is worth the drive. You know, and people from Hartselle make such a difference every day in the space program. Many of them probably would not brag on themselves, but I will. So people like Randy Sparkman, our Associate Chief Information Officer, who's managed IT for the center and for the agency for more than 30 years. Randy does a fantastic job. Lynn Garrison, a high school classmate of mine that most of you kind of know her as the First Lady of Hartselle, but she plays an important role in our technology transfer. And yes, she did go to that other school. Krista Hall, who I have a pleasure of working with, is a management analyst in the director's office. And I couldn't single out everybody because we'd be here definitely all night, but I just wanted you to know there are a lot of folks that are in this area that are truly making a difference. And it's just not about the people that are here helping advance our missions. We're doing it because we believe in what we do. We know that this is the generation of explorers, engineers, and scientists, what we call the artist generation. If you could put up the next chart. This gives you a feel of some of the activity. We recently, virtually, had to do the rover challenge, but one of our things at NASA is to inspire. We want to inspire the young folks in this area to help them understand what they can do. We want them to see themselves in any job that they see that they want to do. Developing a strong and sustaining a strong workforce is key. We rely on our schools to impact the science, technology, engineering, and math. We call that STEM. I like to spread it a little further. When you add arts to it, you get STEAM. And when you add reading, you get STREAM. And I'll tell you, that is the key basics that makes me so proud of this area, because all of that is what we build the foundation on that helps us go forward and have careers, and to build the careers that we need in the future: advanced manufacturing, chemical analysis, welding, new ways of doing business, of designing. And all of that will be useful as we return our focus to the moon, to Mars, and the Artemis program. So we need our team, and we need to make the difference with the Artemis generation. You know, when you look at buildings like this, it's so amazing. The Cooks Museum of Natural Science, how it's inspiring. Tonight I did have to go take a fast walk through. You see all the science and how it inspires students. It inspires me to do and understand and see what's all in front of us. You know, there's Calhoun Community College, U.S. Space and Rocket Center that's just down the interstate in Huntsville. You know, all of it is promoting the imagination of school children at an early age and inspiring them to learn about our Earth, our environment, and what the planet that we live on, and about the things beyond us. You know, I think that's why students from our area who grew up to work at NASA, work with our partners, are also so successful. There's many ways that you can get involved, and we talk to our local schools. There's ways, I talked about the Rover Challenge that's behind me. There's different things that we involve from high school students, united with NASA to create hardware. You've got to have an acronym, we call that HUNCH. There's other things that we do with mechanical teams, such as the NASA First Robotics Competition. Many of your teams, many of your students have been involved in that. You know, and that's where we want to be able to inspire our students. You know, it's no secret that these students perform well, and they do a great job. They do a great job with our NASA Artemis challenges. You know, and your schools, not telling you anything you don't know, but your schools are among the best in the state. If I look at numbers, because I am an engineer and I like to bring numbers, I like to bring data. Hartselle has the second best school system in North Alabama. Hartselle High School is ranked number 11th in secondary school in the state with a 97% graduation rate. Last year, last year's graduating class had an average ACT of 22.5, top 10 in the state. And I'm proud to say that Hartselle science and math scores are both in the top 5 in the state in the number of students who are meeting on or above college-ready benchmarking. You know, that's amazing. What you put into the community, the effort that you have. You know, I know this week is Teachers Appreciation Week, so to all the teachers in the room, thank you so very much for what you do. You know, I still remember and appreciate the teachers in my life who at one point in time I thought were making my life difficult, but they really did give me a basis, and it prepared me for my career. I can think of the math, the science, the English, psychology. You know, all of it was a basis that led to me in the University of Alabama being able to survive school, even though I tried hard not to. I got into football season a little bit more than I should have, but I will tell you, you know, having that instinct, having a basis, and having that ability to strive and knowing that I had a good basis going forward made all the difference in the world. And to me, that is where we as a team make a lot of difference. So I'll spend just a couple of seconds on the next slide telling you just a little bit about what's going on. It wouldn't be fair if I let you walk out of here without me talking about all the things we've been doing despite pandemics, despite hurricanes, floods, and all kind of things that's going on. Our team has worked extremely hard to keep the mission rolling. We have a mission that has been focused. And one of the things that I like to say is from liftoff to landing, Marshall Space Flight Center is in the dead center of it, doing deep space transportation, science, technology, habitats, living and working in space, the life support that you need. A lot of folks ask us, is there competition between you and the commercial partners? And I would say no. It is an and. It's an ecosystem that we have to work together. You know, last week, we had SpaceX chosen as the industry partner to work toward developing the human landing system. Marshall Space Flight Center is in charge of the human landing system. So we're learning to work together on that. Our team has been working hard, and the first demo mission will be in the mid-2020s. You know, I'll also talk about the other things that we're doing on the NASA programs. You know, when you think about going back to the moon, you know, we haven't been there since 1972. That's a shame that it's taken that long for us to go back, but we are going to go back, and we are going to go there strong. We're working hard with the Commercial Crew Program on the International Space Station. Hopefully you saw about a month ago that SpaceX launched its Crew 2 mission. And do you know that since the shuttle retirement in 2011, that Americans have not been able to launch Americans from American soil since then? That mission represented us being able to go back and launch to the International Space Station. Do you know that we were so close to being able to not have Americans on the International Space Station despite having them there for 20 years? So with this makes us go forward, working with commercial partners and ensuring that cadence, which is fantastic. It also helps us run the International Space Station 24/7, 365 days a year. Do you know if you have someone that's under 20 years old, they've never known the space station not to have humans on board? And Marshall Space Flight Center is critical of that. We run the science operations, the payload integration office. We're doing cutting edge science, technology, and research. The other things that we do is science. A lot of science with large instruments, a lot of things that we're doing. This year, you'll be seeing an imaging X-ray polarimetry explorer. Easier for me to say IXPI as an acronym, but what that'll be doing is looking at dark holes. And that builds on our heritage. Do you know this area? Many of our folks worked on Hubble, Chandra, and other large telescopes. In addition to that, the Space Launch System. We'll be launching, next chart please, the Space Launch System. This is a pictorial of the Space Launch System. It'll be flying within this next year. And think again, we haven't been to the moon in over 50 years. You know, I've mentioned this because, you know, as I said, we're working with Commercial Crew on the International Space Station, 250 miles out. To be able to go to the moon, we're going thousands of miles further, which is 250,000 miles. And when we need to go to Mars, it'll be millions of miles. The closest it is 39 million miles. So when you think about the size of a rocket that we have to be able to go into deep space, the Space Launch System is that rocket. From this picture, you really can't tell it, but it's 322 feet long. It's longer than a football field, and I know in Hartselle, we like football fields. It's larger than the Statue of Liberty and more powerful than the Saturn V. And it is the foundation for where we'll be going. And I'm very proud to say our team, next chart please, has delivered the hardware for the first Artemis mission. So no longer are we just talking about it, we are delivering it. This picture in the bottom left is of the Pegasus barge delivering the core stage, which was the last piece of hardware to Kennedy Space Center. The large building that you see that has the NASA logo on it, that's at Kennedy Space Center. It's over 35 stories high. It's been there for the Apollo, for the shuttle, and now for the Space Launch System. The top right corner is the solid rocket boosters stacked in that 35-story building. I got to go last week and stand there and look at the rocket about 15 to 16 stories up. It's an amazing view. But really what it makes me want to say is, heck yeah, we're going to be there. We're going to be launching the Artemis. We're there. We have hardware. You know, and I just think that it's really important that you know how much this community plays a part in doing it. And using a little bit of a football analogy, we're laser focused on the first Artemis mission, which will return us for an uncrewed launch, the first launch. Then it'll be a crewed launch, and then we'll be going to the moon. So using a little bit of a football analogy, I'd like to say we're in the first quarter. We've got to stay in for the entire game. So we've got to deliver on Artemis 2, 3, and 4. And it's critical the support that we get from this community. We have to deliver, but we will get there. And I'll just tell you, it is amazing, all the work that's going on. Next chart, please. The other thing I just wanted you to know about is how much you give to us and how much NASA gives back. You know, North Alabama is doing their part for space exploration. And according to the latest economic impact report, Marshall Space Flight Center total Alabama employment is more than 24,000 jobs with an economic benefit of $4.3 billion. And locally in North Alabama, 63% of our contracts, over $1.6 billion, comes to this area. So the bottom line is, we're a home team, we're working together, and we want to be there. Next chart, please. This was a fun thing we had on the 50th anniversary of the Apollo mission. And I'll just say, you know, it is so much fun to talk about inspiration. There, I'm not doing a touchdown. It was when we set the Guinness World Records of small rockets that we set off. But really the big part that was part of it was our community and our opportunity. You know, I would tell you that Hartselle means so much to me. Again, I can't tell you how much it has shaped me. Whenever, you know, I talk about my career and where it has taken me from my first job at the Hartselle swimming pool, being a lifeguard, to a first, I guess you'd say, professional job of being an engineer at General Motors, to becoming center director. You know, there's so much to appreciate. And coming back tonight just reminds me of the wonderful people that are here and the wonderful event and how much this community is so supportive. You know, when I look at the awards tonight, they're a perfect embodiment of the character and spirit that is alive and well in this community. You know, when I was reading through some of the awards, it says, seek to improve others without asking for anything in return. Goes beyond the call of duty. Honesty, hard work, and strong civic support. You know, these are the type of people that make North Alabama and Hartselle the best place to live. You know, the standard of excellence, community engagement, making sure we always pay it forward and having the generation there to live and go forward. You know, in fact, it was someone in Hartselle, the late Bill Evans, who, you know, many of you I know, that first really inspired me to follow NASA and follow an engineering degree. His daughter, David's sister, was a very good friend of mine, Julie. And Julie and I, for some reason, one day, I was spending the night with her, and we got to drive Bill into work. And we were scared to death going through the arsenal gates. We thought we'd go through the gate and they wouldn't let us back out. We'd get arrested or something. But on the way, he told us about what he did. And Julie told me then, she said, I've never heard my dad talk so much about it. And he was really, got us inspired. You know, and I know he was very active in this community. But I was just saying, you know, and I know I've heard that he didn't at home talk a whole lot about it and didn't tell you a whole lot, but I can tell you, he was a key member of NASA, you know, being a flight systems engineer. He worked on Skylab, the space shuttle, a lot of our human missions. He worked in the Huntsville Operations Center. It was always key in mentoring. You know, and it's folks like Bill, folks like you, our parents, our family, our friends that I see in this room that really make a difference. And, you know, it's again why this community is so great that we can depend on each other. You know, I often get to say that it's true that I have a dream job, that it wouldn't be possible if it weren't for my teachers, my mentors, my family, my husband, my children. And it's really fun doing a lot. You know, there's a lot of lessons that I've learned. I'm truly blessed to do what I do. We're truly blessed to be in this community of leaders, entrepreneurs, educators, and inspirers. And I hope you walk away tonight excited about the future of science, human exploration, what we're doing right now, and what we'll do in the future, and knowing that all of this is in your state and really at your back door. You know, I hope you have a better appreciation of how you are a part of space exploration, and that I know that being able to have a strong community, a strong entrepreneur, a strong base where we grow and make history together is very critical. It wouldn't be fair if I didn't say Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers that are in this group. You too make a difference. So I hope you have a happy Mother's Day. Also, I'm probably going to get in trouble because my mother is having a birthday next week, and I won't tell you how old she is, but she's definitely not 39 years old. So, you know, it's our family that makes a difference. It's you that makes the difference. It's the community that makes the difference. And so just thank you so much, and congratulations to all here that are here tonight and what you do, and the folks that are receiving awards. You're so deserving, and thank you very much.
the podium is?
I just wanted to give you a gift on behalf of our board of directors, and there's something you can open a little later, but this is a picture of Hartsel Main Street.
Yeah.
And this was done by one of our local artists and photographers, Rachel Howard. She's actually taking pictures for us right now. Her business is Raw Images. And the thing that I told her what I loved about it was the perspective of the road, and that the road that you have been on started right here in Hartsel. So I hope that you'll enjoy that, and hope you all have been able to see that. So hope that you'll find a good place to let that be a memory for you, and then these are some other reminders of Hartsel.
All right.
So
Thank you so very much.
we're now moving into our awards segment, and I'm going to invite several of our board members up. We're going to start with Mike Tucker, who is going to make the presentations for our awards. Actually, Mike, we're going to move the podium to the floor here, since there's a lot of movement and we don't have a lot of space on the stage. And our awards this year were sponsored by several of our local businesses, and we're very, very honored by that. And what we'd like to do after the award is presented, when the award winner leaves our makeshift stage right here, we've got a picture spot over here. We'd like our award winners to take a picture with the business that sponsored the award. So, and I think that's all in your program as well. So if it isn't in your speech, it's in the program, and we'll make a mention of that as well. So I'm going to turn it over to Mike Tucker with Life Work Therapy.
Good evening. Director Singer, thank you very much. I was going to say it's an honor to share the stage with you, but they won't let me up there. So it's an honor to share the room with you. How about that? For many of you that know me, I like to have a good time, and I told Missy that I was going to share this. I just want you to know this is what we got in the text today. This is a quote by Winston Churchill. A good speech should be like a woman's skirt, long enough to cover the subject and short enough to create interest. That was the second text we received this week about keeping our speeches short. So I told her I resembled the remark of being long-winded, and I took offense to that second text. So I told you I would call you out on that.
Yes, you did.
All my fellow board of directors, feel free to pile on. But my name is Mike Tucker. I am a current Hartsel Area Chamber of Commerce board member, and I'm also the owner of Life Work Physical Therapy in Hartsel. It's a privilege to be here, and it's a privilege of mine to be presenting the Dr. Thomas Guyton Humanitarian Award tonight. The Chamber of Commerce established this award in 1980, and it's given annually to someone who seeks to improve the lives of others through both their church and their work activities. Someone who gives and gives, but never expects anything in return. Someone who is a gift to our community, because they never complain of being too busy when it comes to the opportunity to make a difference in someone else's life. And tonight, I feel we have a truly deserving recipient of this award. First, let me give you some examples of the feedback that I received as I researched this person and did my homework the last couple of weeks. These are some of the statements that were made to me. She is a quality person with the utmost integrity. Everything she does with all of her heart, and she does it right, she does it well, and she does it on time. She has her priorities right because she has the joy of the Lord in her heart, and it shows in everything that she does. She's compassionate, she's empathetic, and pleasant to be around. Her pastor, when I talked to him, referenced Proverbs 31, being Mother's Day weekend. Many of you may hear a message about that this Sunday. But when he spoke of her, he specifically mentioned verse 31 of Proverbs 31, which states, "Give her the reward she has earned. She should be praised in public for what she has done." This past year dealing with COVID has been difficult for all of us, for everyone. But our award recipient has maintained service above self through it all. She has had to make difficult decisions and deliver bad news. And she has worked countless hours behind the scenes to ensure that our students, our schools, and our community were safe. She has kept in constant contact with the Morgan County Department of Health, the Alabama Department of Health, and has stayed current on all CDC guidelines. And I can tell you from a business owner of medical practice, those guidelines were changing sometimes hourly, which was very difficult for many of you business owners out there that were trying to stay in compliance and keep our clientele and our employees safe. It was very difficult. I watched more webinars in the month of March last year than I think I've watched in my entire life. She has had to keep track of every student and every employee who has been infected or exposed to COVID. And she has trained employees at every level, from school nurses to our administration, on proper operating protocols. She has worked many thankless nights and weekends and has had numerous conversations with parents after hours on the phone, and I can tell you that I am one of them. Answering questions and explaining protocols. Even when she dealt with parents who were upset, that was not me. She dried her own tears. This was a quote from Dr. Dickie Jones. She dried her own tears and addressed each case with tender smile and genuine compassion. Finally, she was a major voice in creating the Hartselle City Schools Roadmap to Restart program to allow our kids to begin school on time in a safe environment, and then continue to work with our area coaches to instill safe practice protocols, which has played a key role in allowing us to continue the sporting activities through the school year. We all know by now that our Dr. Thomas Guthrie Humanitarian Award recipient is Kelly Morton. I just read are only what she's done with Hartselle City Schools. Kelly also serves as the children's minister for First United Methodist Church, which is a very large church in our area. So she has acted in the same capacity for her church and all of the children in the preschool program that my kids also went through, which directly impacts the young families in our community. And you kind of stole my thunder just a little bit, Director Singer, because this is Teachers Appreciation Week, but did you also know this is National Nurses Week? So I think it's only fitting that we acknowledge Hartselle City Schools lead nurse, Kelly Morton.
Yes.
As this year's director.
So next time Mike invites me, my husband on the date night, I'm not coming. I can certainly share the spotlight with all of Hartselle City Schools. I mean, we locked arms and we said we're going to do this, and if we're in school for 2 weeks, then that's great. And here we are, 2 weeks away from being at the end of the school year. So we have called you late night. I'm so sorry, and I really have tried to be kind and understanding. And so anyway, so thank y'all so much. I don't deserve any sort of award, but thank you very much for giving them.
This award was sponsored by New Build Construction Services, and Andrea is going to step over there and take a picture as well. So our next award is the John J. Smartin Citizenship Award, Rebecca Jones.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great evening. It's beautiful here, and the venue is amazing. The food was great. Thank you to JW's for sponsoring, and everybody for being here. I'm happy to see you. Like Lucy said, my name is Megan Jones. I'm the qualifying broker for Mormac Real Estate in Hartselle, and I also sit on the board of directors for the Hartselle Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm here to present this year's John J. Sparkman Citizenship Award. Very excited about this, by the way. The chamber established this award in 1998 in honor of Senator John J. Sparkman. He dedicated more than 40 years of tireless commitment to the United States, to the state of Alabama, and to Morgan County. The recipient of this award should be someone who has gone above and beyond the call of duty and has dedicated time and effort to Hartselle and to Morgan County. This year's award winner is always eager to help whenever called upon. She is an encourager to all, and she is a wonderful representative for our city. She is someone very deserving of this award. She is the director of Christian Community Ministries and oversees the Caring Place, which is a part of their Project Care initiative. They actually provide food and resources for people who are in need. She has served the Morgan County 911 Dispatch Organization for over 20 years, and she is instrumental in integrating the consolidation of dispatching throughout the county. She first served on the City Council from 1992 to 1996, then again from 2016 to present. She's a pleasure to work with, and she's always committed to moving Hartselle forward. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me to acknowledge this year's John J. Sparkman Citizenship Award winner, Miss Virginia Alexander.
Thank you so much. What a surprise, and it is all because of the folks that work behind you and with you and beside you that anyone can ever do anything in the city of Hartselle or anywhere else. So I appreciate so much this award. I don't deserve it, but I sure do thank you so much.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Stuart Smallwood. I serve on the board of directors for the chamber, and I'm also president of Serial Wire, headquartered in Hartselle, Alabama. I'm honored tonight to present the E.R. Roberts Business Award, but first a little history. E.R. Roberts ran a clothing store on Main Street in Hartselle for 69 years. He was honest and fair. His reputation was remarkable back then and still admired today. One day, he accidentally overcharged a customer by 17 cents. He spent the next 2 hours chasing that customer down to return their 17 cents. This award was established in 1989, a year before he passed away. E.R. Roberts made Hartselle a better place to live. He embraced hard work, strong work ethic, strong civic support, and fair treatment. He was active in the community, church, and the Chamber of Commerce. These are the traits that we find in this year's recipient. He's been a member of the Hartselle Chamber since it was established in 1974. He served on the board of directors as chairman. He's been a top 20 investor in chamber programs, including participation in our TrackMan campaign. He's also a member of the Rotary Club, where he served as president and received the Paul Harris Fellow Award, which is the highest award Rotarian can receive. He's also an active member of the First United Methodist Church of Hartselle and serves in leadership positions there. And when our schools have needed help, he's consistently stepped up, whether it's for art programs, academics, or sports. I said art, and that might be a hint. Joshua, who works with him, remembers when a building owner and a business tenant were unaware that they had 2 overlapping insurance policies for some time. Just like E.R. Roberts, tonight's award recipient reported the oversight to his customers and refunded the extra payments. That's how you earn trust in your community. I also learned that he sat next to Director Singer in band, which is another accomplishment. Our 2021 E.R. Roberts Award goes to Art Glasgow, the owner of
Speech.
I got a mic for
Joe, you know, you got something else to add to your life. You know you've been married a long time when your wife pulls a trick on you like this and said, we're going to the chamber banquet tonight, and I said, okay. But just quickly, you know, Better Lasco Agency has been my life the last several years, most of my life. And the people that are Better Lasco is what has blessed me so much the last how many years of my life, 30 plus years of my life. And I thank Robert Peck and Jim Peck for giving me an opportunity many years ago that has worked out really good for our family. And let me just say something about E.R. Roberts. I wrote most of those words that they use every year, this award. And they meant a lot to me back then because I knew him. He was a good man, a solid man, the kind that you want in your community. And he was also a relative of ours, so that meant a lot. That means a lot to me from that standpoint as well. But very good night. Thank y'all so much for everything. I appreciate you. I love everybody here. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Daxton Mays, and I am the current board member for the Hartsville Area Chamber of Commerce, serving as the board liaison to the Governmental Affairs Committee and as a member of the TrackMan Capital Campaign. It is my honor tonight to be here to present the 2021 Tommy Ed Roberts Civic Award to a most deserving recipient. This award is given to a member of the Chamber who has devoted their time and talents towards serving the community, much like Tommy Ed Roberts did when he served Morgan County as the president of the Morgan County Economic Development Association, and as he served our area within the House of Representatives and the State Senate for numerous years. Most people are familiar with the name Tom Bodett, who was an American author, voice actor, and radio personality. In 1986, Mr. Bodett became the spokesman for Motel 6 and coined the slogan for the company that stated, "I'm Tom Bodett for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you." The statement was meant to portray a sense of personalization and care for the guests that chose to stay in this motel. Stewart's speech is sliding off. Someone slide it over there. Okay, thanks. Gotcha. Our award winner tonight has dedicated a career in community service, and I would characterize by a slogan similar to what Mr. Bodett used for Motel 6. However, instead of "we'll leave the light on for you," our award recipient's work may be more in line with the phrase, "we'll keep the lights on for you." Jonathan Hampton began his career with Harts Utilities on June 5th, 1989, after spending several years working with his family business in construction and concrete. He was hired as an equipment operator for the sewer department. As Jonathan has told me several times, the decision to come to Harts Utilities is one of the best decisions he has ever made. Jonathan later transferred to the electric department as a lineman B apprentice in 1993. He was promoted to lineman A in 1995 and was promoted to electric foreman in March 2003. In 2007, the electric superintendent position became open, and Farrell Best, the general manager at the time, took a chance and promoted Jonathan to the role of electric superintendent. This decision should be noted as one of the great managerial decisions that's been made within Harts Utilities. There you go, Farrell. During his time as electric superintendent, Jonathan has directed the electric operations in a manner that helped increase the resiliency of the electric grid and also bolster a system that has become extremely reliable for our customers. Jonathan has helped oversee the implementation of the SCADA system, which allows for remote monitoring and control of the system, and also several transformer replacements that help ensure the electrical system can serve the demand produced by our customers. Jonathan will be quick to direct any applause or praise to those who have supported his efforts through his career. We're fortunate to have some of those folks with us tonight, including 3 board members, Mike Gunner, Jimmy Moore, and Farrell Best, who have all served in some capacity throughout Jonathan's tenure. We're also very grateful to have most of the current election department here with us tonight, the guys who work hard each and every day to ensure that you have reliable power at your business and at your home. Jonathan's family has supported his work throughout his career, and we're glad to have him with us tonight as well. Jonathan and his wife Yolanda have 2 adult children, Holly and her husband George, and Andrew and his wife Megan. Jonathan is also the proud papa to Holly and George's 2 boys, Hampton and Hollis, and they are excitedly expecting a little girl, Sarah Francis, in August. We can stay here all night and share stories about all the great things that Jonathan has done throughout his career and share some stories about his life. And if you want to hear the ones that can't be shared in public, see Randy Sparkman at the table right here. But I'll conclude with this. Harts Utilities and the City of Hartselle are better today because Jonathan Hampton has dedicated a career to serving the people of this area. He is steady, dependable, and deserving of much praise. When we leave here tonight, we will all go our separate ways, but one thing I know to be true, Jonathan Hampton will continue to keep the lights on for you. Please join me in recognizing the 2021 Tommy Ed Roberts Civic Award recipient, my co-worker and my friend, Harts Utilities Electric Superintendent, Jonathan Hampton.
Well, I really don't know what to say here. I was here really for somebody else, I thought. Even talking to Daxon this morning, he didn't let me know anything about it. I do appreciate this award. And I don't know what to say. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm Ashley Holiday. I'm one of the dentists at Hartselle Family Dentistry, and this will be my 3rd year serving on the board of directors for the chamber. Tonight, I have the privilege of presenting the last award of the night, the English Walker Ambassador of the Year Award, named after Miss Betty English and Miss Betty Walker, 2 of Hartselle's most respected, loyal, and dedicated women that helped make the chamber's ambassador program what it is today. While this year's recipient is not a native of Hartselle, she has fully embraced it as her hometown. She is a magazine and newspaper writer and editor and has become very involved with many civic organizations in the area. On top of that, she is also serving as this year's chair of the Ambassador Program. Over the last year, she has helped take on the task of revamping the Ambassador Program, rewriting and editing much of the literature that's used to help the chamber with its members and volunteers, and she truly has a servant's heart and is always willing to serve in whatever capacity may be needed, whether volunteering at events or with member care. We are so very appreciative that she has chosen to lend her talents and support to the Hartselle Area Chamber of Commerce through her countless hours of volunteering. Tonight, we are honored to present the English Walker Ambassador of the Year Award to Ms. Jennifer Williams.
I really don't know what to say. I'm so honored and humbled. These 2 ladies, amazing. Miss Betty English, she's become a good friend of mine through the Historical Society and through the chamber and through other events. And I actually ended up, when Miss Betty Walker passed away a couple of years ago, they asked me to write the obituary for her for the paper. And it floored me. Just how involved and how dedicated they were to the community. And I'm honored and humbled to even be in the same breath with them, to be honest. So I so appreciate it. I appreciate all of the Chamber's leadership. It's been a wonderful experience, and thank you all so much. Have a good
Now we are moving into our next segment of our program, which is the passing of the gavel. Let me get this set up for Tammy real quick.
You know, just pick up the. Good engineer. You should be an engineering manager.
Just glad
Good
it
evening.
worked.
Thank you all for coming out tonight and supporting the chamber. We truly appreciate that. And for those for being on tonight. Thank you, Ms. Singer, for your wonderful speech. I know you said something about getting excited, and I hope everybody can get excited about the Hearts Area Chamber of Commerce and what we're doing. Thank you to all of our sponsors who made this evening possible, and to the Cook Museum for allowing us to use their place. I'm Tammy Lott, the branch manager of Redstone for Equipment in Hartselle. And for the past year, I have served as the chairperson for the Chamber of Commerce. I started my journey as a board member a little over 3 years ago, and a lot has changed since then. When I became a board member, we had around 10 ambassadors. Today, we have approximately about under 30, and that's pretty good. The Chamber could never accomplish what it does without those willing to volunteer their time and efforts to make our community a better place to live, work, and play. We had a couple of committees when I began, and now we have several. Our ambassadors are the arms and legs of our chamber. We have a workforce and education committee, a nonprofit committee, young professionals committee, Main Street and Government Affairs committee. During my tenure, we had 4 successful total resource campaigns, and we had our first ever capital campaign. The TRC campaign allows us to host our events and our projects, our programs and works. We're very thankful for our supporters, not only their investment, but their willingness to support and help create the lasting growth in our mission. We knew 3 years ago that we had a vision and several things that we wanted to accomplish in just a few years. In January of 2020, we hired our president, Missy Evans. That's probably the best thing ever that happened to us. And sometimes I try to take a little bit of credit for that because I am the one that found her.
That's right.
Anyway, our vision is easy to grasp, but it was even harder to define and see through. The vision has always been, and always will be, to support Hartselle, the surrounding community, its businesses, through community enhancement and business development. I'm so proud to say that we have more staff members now. We have Missy, our fearless leader, who is never intimidated by the goals we thrust upon her, and she continues to make them a reality. Tabitha, who joined us, she's been a tremendous help, learning our operations, organizing events, including our ambassador program. Jamie, who recently joined us, has already started making an impact for our chamber. So I'm very excited for that. 3 years ago, I could have never imagined the journey that would get me here to this point today. It's been a challenging journey, but worth every minute. I've made some great friends, developed some relationships. I believe in the chamber. I always have, and I always will. I'm very excited for the future and our membership and our community as a whole. It's with great pride and pleasure that I step down now from my role as chairperson, and I pass the gavel to Brad Sheets, our new Hartselle Area Chamber of Commerce chairperson.
Tammy to stay up here and actually, maybe do something a little bit odd. I'm gonna ask Stuart, I want you to come up here beside me. Good stuff. 2020 brought challenge at all levels to leaders in this community, in our nation, in business and schools. And I'm a firm believer that everything rises and falls in leadership. And so when good leaders are in the right seat, then you can make a difference. And Tammy, you've made a difference. And tough year to lead. Tough year to lead. And so I struggled this week to say, hey, what can I say about Tammy? Because she's really quiet, but she's a great friend. My most memorable moment with you, Tammy's the one that would walk into every board meeting and she has a notebook about this big, right? And if you don't remember something that happened in the meeting, just ask Tammy because she was taking notes. Figures that she's detailed.
It's very important.
It's very important. And we all need, everybody needs good note takers with them. But Tammy absolutely took her job serious, did a great job, and called you friend. And they say the strength of accomplishment is if you leave something stronger when you leave, and you're leaving the chamber stronger than it was whenever you came in. And so, would you help me on that? Don't get to go away yet. You gotta help me. Here you go. You gotta stay with me. No. About 90 seconds, and then I'm gonna hand over to Stuart. He's gonna share with us for the last thought for tonight with where the chamber's going. I do believe as we're coming out of COVID, I know we're still dealing with some remnants of that, but as we're coming out, that it's time for us to not just coast, but to put our foot on the pedal. And so actually this last week, to give you an update, we put a very strong requirement on the board that is full of movers and shakers and men and women inside themselves carry very, very busy schedules. But we asked them to give us 2 days. So if you're going to serve on the board, we don't want it to be a casual serving. We want your best, and we're going to give you our best. So we took 2 days this past week. We did a board retreat. And during that board retreat, we walked through a 3-year strategic plan, a 5-year strategic plan of what the board saw that we wanted to see accomplished, because if we're going to give our time, energy, and effort, we want to put the foot on the gas and we want to go somewhere, right? And so I was thinking I want to leave you a thought today. We could go through some of those talking points. I'm sure with Missy's communication skills, you'll be getting emails, and you'll see blasts on Facebook. You're going to get invitations and TRC campaigns where you're going to begin to see the chamber doing things these next few years that has never been done before. Because it's a new time, it's a new season, and I believe Hartsville's going to a new level. And so with that, I thought just to leave a little illustration. I'm a pastor, so I like to use illustrations, all right? So Tammy, I'm going to give you this end of my rubber band that I stole out of my son's workout room before I came in. Stuart, let me give you this.
Hold on.
Oh, boy. Stuart's the chair-elect, so this time next year I'll have the honor to hand over the microphone, the gavel to him. But if we could get in our mind's eye where we've been, and even currently where we're at, and so many things to celebrate, so many moments, we can look back, so many great people that have gotten us to this point. And then we look at where we want to go, what we see in front of us. And when you connect those two things, it always creates tension. There's always tension that has to happen, and tension is the greatest producer of growth in our life. And it's in the middle of those moments in leadership that you make a choice decision. Do we lessen where we want to go so the tension goes away, right? Or we grow into who we're supposed to be. And so I want to leave a little thought for my speech tonight. That tension's okay, leaders. And we could walk around the room right now and talk about some tension that social media has caused in some lives. We talk about some tension that we've all had to battle through because of COVID. Tension is okay because we're going to grow and it's going to make us better to get us to where we're supposed to be. Amen. And so that's my sermon. We'll take the offering up now. So Tammy, thank you for everything you've done. Missy is doing such a great job in her role, in her seat. And I will tell you from my seat, in 2017, when Danielle and Scott Statehagen come in the coffee shop and said, hey, would you ever be interested in serving on board? And I'm like, cool, that sounds like fun. I didn't really know what the chamber did. And we're looking for everybody in the Hartselle to know why Hartselle Chamber exists, what we do, how we want to be an advocate and an asset to the school system, to the utility board, to our local government, to the contractor, the small business owner. We are ready to put our foot on the gas and to go somewhere, right? And Stuart Small is going to give us just a snippet and a small shot of one of the practical ways how we're going to get there. You've heard the term Track Man campaign a couple of times tonight. I'm sure many of you said, what in the world is a Track Man campaign? Stuart has done a great job chairing that specific avenue, and so he's going to put some handles on that for us so we can really understand what that looks like.
Right before you do.
Oh, I got one more thing. I just got in trouble by Missy. All right. Outgoing, the guys are rotating off. Matter of fact, each of them kind of have their own individual stories. And so tonight we are saying farewell to Sherry Floyd. She worked at Sunoco, and she's got a job in California. So she's not here. So if you know her, we want to celebrate her and her contribution. Chad Huey is also rotating off. He is Chattanooga State Farm. He suffered an accident a couple of years ago, and so, but he's always been part of our family. We love each other, right? So Chad is rotating off, and then Norman Kerr was the manager at Lowe's. Couldn't be here tonight because of prior obligations. We do have 3 new people rotating on that we want to recognize and thank them for their sacrifice and commitment. If anybody don't know this about the chamber, being a board member does not pay really well. There's no pay, by the way. All right, just so y'all know, 3 members rotating on. Brian Kilpatrick is the plant manager Sunoco. Really excited about his engagement. Megan Jones, who you heard from, she had temporarily filled a role as a board member, and now she's officially coming on for her next 3 years. And then Lindsay Tapscott from Davidson Home. So I know Brian could not be here, but Lindsay is here. Where's Lindsay? I saw her earlier. One record. Stand up real quick, right? And Davidson Homes, who been great contributors to our areas, so we're excited about their involvement and their engagement. So now, is that I do good? There you go. Stuart, I'll let you walk us through where our next goes to.
Yeah, first, Brad, I want to thank you when you had me come up. Everybody else that got surprised when they got an award, I thought you were just going to have to hand the gavel straight to me. So thank you for staying on as the chairperson here. And also, just as far as the Track Man campaign goes, one of the things I wanted to acknowledge a couple of people in the room that approached me prior to me being part of the chamber, and that was Grant McKelvey and Tammy Lott. Both sat down. We had this vision about what could the chamber be, what value could it provide to our community. So as that got involved, Macy got involved, we turned this thing into a reality. We should be very proud of what we've done with this campaign. So before I get into any other details, we're going to show a video that you might have seen. We put it on social media, but we have all sorts of community leaders and business leaders in this room. We wanted to watch this video together. I'm Stuart Smallwood, president of ZeroWire. When you and I support the Hartselle Area Chamber of Commerce, we're making a valuable investment in the economy and in the quality of life of our community. We've been working hard on something called the Track Man campaign. In the same way that railroad tracks lead to a new destination, this campaign has generated close to $300,000 of investments as business partners make annual contributions over a 3-year period.
The 10 initial partners include area businesses, the city of Hartselle, and Morgan County.
Our mission is to fund and focus on 2 priorities: community enhancement and business development. The community enhancement agenda includes working with the city of Hartselle on the community master plan, focusing on downtown and community beautification projects, marketing to developers and builders for new housing options, and promoting investment in Main Street and other retail developments. The business development agenda includes developing pathways to success, a collaboration with the city and county schools as well as local community colleges, promoting free or low-cost education programs that improve job prospects while filling the needs of local businesses, investing in an incubator center where a small business or startup can open their first office, and creating business mentorship programs to support new and budding business leaders. This is an exciting time to be a part of the Hartselle community. Industries are moving to North Alabama, and with it, great opportunities for our business community to grow. Now's the time to improve what we can offer as far as quality of life and opportunities for our families. If you'd like to get involved with the Track Man campaign, please reach out to Missy, our Chamber's Executive Director, to me, or one of our committee members. These tracks help build this city, and the Track Man campaign will keep Hartselle moving forward with progress that you will be proud to be a part of. So I'm happy to report, since that video, we've had more investors come in, and we've had some investors up their level. We're actually up to $480,000 over the next 3 years. I want to acknowledge the Track Man sponsors, which was a level of $25,000 a year. The City of Hartselle, Coleman Regional, Cyril Wire, and Diamond Pro all made that investment. And then Diamond and Gold sponsors are Morgan County, Sunoco, and Hartselle Utilities. And the rest of the sponsors can be found on our website. You'll see them throughout here. So the next step in the coming weeks is to sit down with our key investors and really make decisions on where we're going to put our focus, time, and energy using these funds. And it's just one of the things I always like to point out and we like to look at is it's not just about Hartselle, it's about that surrounding community, the surrounding area as well. There's so much growth. And when Director Singer was talking about places to live, work, and play, and all the growth we had, I had a single tear come down my eye because I said, this is just exactly, she's saying exactly what's happening in our communities. And we're just so proud to take the next step of making this community a better place for our families. So I just wanted to thank everybody for your support. We're really, really excited about these next steps. And before I finish, I do have a couple of announcements. Before I say that, I do want to point out, Missy, when you were brought on board, she is the rocket fuel. So sitting at that table is so appropriate. She's just such an excellent leader. And I just want to give her one more round of applause. There's a lot of drive and energy, and it's really infectious to everybody around you. So thank you so much. So with that, tonight's band, the Uncommon Core, with Randall Key, will be here until about 9:30. Please enjoy the music and dancing. We will have a cash bar that's open on the patio behind me, and then out in the lobby that will also be available until 9:30. And finally, just thank you so much for your participation in this event. After this year, working with all these people in this room just warms my heart so much to see that things are getting back to normal. And so I'm just so happy to see everybody. And let's continue to support these wonderful events. And finally, please be safe going home. So thank you all so very much. This is what we call it in business, Columbo. One last thing.
One last thing, yes.
One last question.
I love Columbo. We have beautiful centerpieces on the table that we don't have enough for every table to take home. So we thought what we do is do a drawing. So if you got a ticket tonight, we're going to draw 19 names. And if you would, if your name is called or your number is called and you're a winner of a centerpiece, please take anything that's not glass and doesn't have white sticks in it. So if it's a centerpiece like this one here, it's available for you to take home. So let's start. If you
You want me
can
to
start
pick?
drawing and
Okay.
just call the last 3 digits.
Last 3 digits, okay? 440. Are you counting the number of tickets on the board? It's 19. 358. 481. 457. 347. I'll speed it up a little bit. 353. I'm asking you to take over.
Okay.
Cough
Okay.
hysterically.
Okay.
455. Oops, other end. 332. 295.
I promise it's not COVID.
You got
I
tested
got tested today.
We're good.
It's allergies.
Yeah. 348. 417. That's 10.
have more.
430.
Cough after each one.
438. 341. 345. 416. 425. 343.
Count check.
About 4 more to go here, 3 more. 375. That's it? That's 19?
It's 19, yeah.
375 is our last one. Okay, so that's it. Now we're gonna move these middle 2 tables and then we're gonna get started on some dancing. So don't leave too soon. And make sure that you compliment any lady that dressed for tonight. Thank you, thank you.
Let me shut this down. Let me shut this down.
Good evening. So